Today on Let's Fish TV, join me, Andrew Upshaw, and my guest, Rick Harris from Lake Ontario. Yes, you heard that right. We're on a special mission today to try to catch a 6-pound smallmouth. Let me tell you guys, I fished here a couple times, and this place has some of the biggest ones you're ever gonna see. Today's episode is not one you're gonna wanna miss. Let's Fish TV is on the air right now. Oh my gosh. Check that out.
It's time for the only program that brings you real-time fishing reports from the Southeast region every week.
Cobia, big one, and a monster.
Look at that.
That's a Tawakoni giant.
This is Let's Fish.
Welcome to Let's Fish TV. I'm your host, Andrew Upshaw, and today we have a very special show for you. I'm at Lake Ontario with my good friend, Rick Harris, and we're targeting giant smallmouth. We're gonna be using a couple different baits, from tubes to drop shots. I have a feeling, guys, today is gonna be a good day. We'll also have this week's fishing report from your local region from our insider reporters. In the meantime, I'm gonna get this Bass Cat Mercury launch, get everything set up. We'll toss it back to the studio for your weekend planner.
Hi there, everybody. The Salooner tables are predicting fair game fish activity on both days this weekend. Peak game fish activity begins midday around 8:31 Saturday and 9:34 Sunday morning. Prime nighttime activity will begin around 9:09 on Saturday and 10:10 on Sunday. Depending on your location, expect the sun to rise around 7 o'clock and set around 8:01. Evenings will feature a moon that is 73% visible. Stay right here to check out all of the current fishing reports from throughout the area. And I'll return with professional bass angler Bill McDonald on this week's Ask a Pro feature.
There we go. All right,
Cool.
that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's the way to start the day right
Yeah,
there.
no joke. Hopefully we get him in if he doesn't fly up in there 10 feet. There he is. Nice. Try to land him up here, I guess.
Oh, I got one.
Nice, doubled up.
Mine is not as big as yours.
Oh no, he was so close. That killer.
Oh my goodness. Guys, I'm gonna tell you right now, if you've never been smallmouth fishing, you need to come
It's good.
smallmouth fishing.
Oh, let me get out of your way, Andrew.
Oh, you're fine, buddy. No, get up there and unhook your fish. Oh, so guys, today we are at Lake Ontario fishing a very, very famous place called the Ducks, the Main Duck, right? It's a little bit calmer day. We're out here with my buddy Rick Harris. Rick, so you're a guide here at Ontario. You kind of guide everywhere. I mean, you
Yeah.
guide at OHIV.
Yeah, Texas, and then, you know, it gets hot in Texas, so I come up here in the summer and spend my whole summer chasing these big brown ones, man. It's
That's awesome. You know, so unlike some of our other episodes, you see us in the South most of the time. You see us in Texas and Florida and everywhere else in between. This is a specialty episode. This is one for everybody kind of experience something that maybe they've never experienced before. We're gonna be using a lot of different techniques, a lot of different tactics to catch these fish, primarily spinning rods and reels and finesse baits, and hopefully try to catch one of those elusive like 6-7 pounders. Hopefully, I don't know if it'll happen today, but you know, it happens often.
We definitely got the best chance out here. I mean, they live out here, man. Like a 6-pounder is not uncommon here.
Yeah.
So we got a good chance.
The last time I was here, a quick story. The last time I was here, the very first time I was ever here, first fish I caught was a 612, and
That's
I mean,
insane.
it is an insane fish, and it's a really fun place. But we're gonna break it down for you today. We're gonna show you what's great about Ontario, what's great about this area, and hopefully, if you get up here, you can come check out my buddy Rick and get you a trip of a lifetime. But
Definitely.
we're gonna get back to it. We're gonna see if we can catch a few more, maybe some big ones. I really expect us to catch a few big ones.
those were good starter fish.
Good starter fish.
Hey y'all, welcome to my favorite part of the show, the Alabama, Mississippi, and Georgia Coastal Fishing Report. This segment's brought to you by me, Captain Patrick Garmison with Ugly Fishing. You can check out my website at uglyfishing.com. You can book online, check availability, as well as some money-saving opportunities on the homepage with saltsgone, and Pure Flats Fishing, created the slick lure. Talked to Robert Brody, Team Brody Charters out of Mississippi. He said that the puppy drum bite is on fire. He said live shrimp and fresh dead shrimp on the bottom. Round structure has been getting the job done for him. He said that most of those fish are in that 1 to 4 pound class, but they are catching the random 20 to 30, even upwards of 40 pound black drum on some of his trips. He said also the white trout bite has been really good. Cut croaker, just cut bait from fresh croaker is really doing the trick for him there. On the Alabama coast, we're targeting a lot of stuff. We've been targeting a lot, been mentioning a lot, targeting bull reds, jacks. The slot reds are starting to make more and more of an appearance. It seems like the slot reds are focused a little bit more. At least our efforts have been focused more on the marshy areas, catching those fish on live shrimp. Lures like the slick lure, the little slick was really effective. Gold spoons, finger mullet, and bull minnows all being really effective for slot reds and just upper slot reds, and the rat reds as well. So we talked to Tim Cole out of the Georgia area, and he gave us a breakdown of how he's catching his tarpon right now. He said he really likes the Z-Man Hercules 5-inch, the diesel minnow and the 5-inch. He said he's rigging that diesel minnow on an eye strike, either 1/2 ounce or 3/4 ounce redfish eye or striper eye jig head. He said rigging that with 50 pound fluorocarbon, 40 pound braid. He said if he's using live bait, he said he's going to using the 4 Horseman corks, using about 4 to 5 feet a leader, using 80 pound mono, 7/0 circle hook, and he likes to use about an 8-inch mullet. Floating those things out, that mullet will try to fight away from the cork, keep pulling the cork, keep digging, and that tarpon will find them. He said that there are a lot of sharks around, so you may encounter some sharks with those live baits, but he said it's still a lot of fun, a lot of drag pulling to be had. Thanks for checking out this report. Y'all remember, keep what you need and leave the rest. God bless, guys.
You got it that time, I think. Yep.
Be big.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one there.
Good. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Go little Andrew.
Oh man.
See more?
No, I saw it. Yeah, there's like 3 or 4 over there. So I missed him the first cast, or when I initially set the hook and he just dropped it. Now I don't know how they can do that with an open tube hook, but that's just how it goes.
Well, you've seen them on beds, how fast they suck it in and spit it out.
It's so much fun. I mean, I'm only throwing 6 pound Strike King Contra fluorocarbon on 10 pound Contra braid. The water today is kind of unusually clear for here. So having that really light line, I think, is kind of a key. But truth be told, if you're coming up here to visit and you're just trying to catch bass, like 8, 10 pound test is really all you need. You don't have to go as low as 6. 6 just seems to work better whenever it's really, really calm. Let's see here. Just choke that tube. There we go. That's a good one there.
Just so thick, it blows my
Yeah,
mind.
man, like for real.
Every time I see them, it blows my mind how thick they are.
God, what a good fish. Let's get this fish back and we'll talk a little bit more about Ontario and what we're doing here at the Duck Islands. One of the big keys out here that you're gonna run into is having a good electronics and being able to find these fish. You know, not only are we using active target tube, but we're actually using the C-map, and it's actually showing us these rock veins that are running off this main Duck Island, and that is where the fish are set up. And this is, we're in the middle of summer, at least the middle of summer in the south. This time of year, they're just getting off beds, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's still some on beds, but for the majority of the fish, they pushed out. They're, you know, cruising down these rock veins, going out on boulders, you know, just you know, just hunting for gobies and minnows and crawfish and
yeah.
just gorging themselves. And you know, one of my favorite ways to catch them is on a drop shot. That is probably the staple bait out here. I think 90% of tournaments out here are one on that bait right here. I'm throwing it with a Strike King half shell. Usually I like to keep it a green pumpkin, purple color, just like the gobies here. And we're a little shallow right now. Here, 10 foot's kind of shallow here, which is crazy. And I'm just using a 1/4 ounce drop shot weight.
Yeah, and see, like for me, I was using the Strike King coffee tube, the 2.75 inch. You know, one thing you're gonna notice if you ever come up here is the bait profiles are a lot smaller. We're gonna break that down more as the day goes on, but I like throwing the tube. I think, especially if you have 2 people in the boat, it's a good thing to mix it in and kind of try a couple of different baits when you're out here, because one is gonna always outperform the other. So far, mine has outperformed yours.
Yeah, the tube's been the deal.
The tube's been the deal so far, so that could be subject to change at any given point. As the day progresses, we're gonna probably move a little bit deeper and hopefully find one of those really big ones. But a 4.5 pounder, I mean, it was already worth it right there.
Yeah, you're bringing that into the scale.
No doubt, no doubt. So we're gonna get back to it and we'll see y'all here in just a second.
Let's Fish TV is proudly backed by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Have fun out there. Visit Mississippi. Wanderers welcome. Powerful. Total Boat Control. Balls Out. Made in the USA. Heavy duty mounts for your fish finders. Rely on. Challenge your limits.
So another deal if you're coming up here and catching these things, just take your time. I know you want to get excited and reel as hard as you can.
Got him?
Good one too.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So another deal if you're coming up here and catching these things, just take your time. I know you want to get excited and reel as hard as you can because they're pulling so hard, but just take your time. It's a real good one.
That is a good one.
And that never gets old. That clear water.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Sometimes your hand and wrist gets a little sore after a while,
No, it 100% does.
but it's worth it. Come here, dude. And it's weird, you grab them by the belly like that and they just give up. I say that.
As he starts,
Yeah, as he starts kicking my butt.
no doubt. Man, that's a good one.
It is.
Did you catch that one on the drop shot?
Drop shot,
Half
striking
shell.
half shell. And I think that color is really important, that green pumpkin purple, because we talked about it earlier. Their main forage out here is gobies. And that just looks like a little goby down there. Beautiful fish.
And let's walk through your bait a little bit. You know, you talked about these fish are eating gobies mainly. And, you know, I've been on the Great Lakes, St. Lawrence River, Erie, all of these, and they kind of vary sometimes. Sometimes they're eating perch, yellow perch.
Yeah,
sometimes
definitely.
they're eating alewife. Sometimes they're eating gobies. But Ontario they got a bunch of gobies in them years ago. And that is part of the reason the fish have gotten so big here. But let's talk about the drop shot. You know, the drop shot is the mainstay here. You know, I'm catching some on tube, you're catching them on drop shot. But when it comes to line size and how you rig your baits, I think it's really important. I think that'd be something people would want to know about. Like today, I'm throwing 6-pound test on mine. I'm throwing 10-pound braid to 6-pound contra fluorocarbon, and I'm just nose hooking my drop shot. This is just a Strike King Dream Shot Green Pumpkin Purple, or a Strike King half shell. It's a little bit smaller version. And I'm just nose hooking mine, but you're rigging yours a little bit different.
Yeah, so I got a little bit bigger line. You know, my braid's 12 and my leader's actually 12, a little thicker. And you know, with that little nose hook, I've bent some out on this line. So I just go to a little straight shank hook, little 1/0. It's a little bit bigger hook. And you know, you notice on that fish I caught, the drag really didn't go. I could kind of power it in. And if you can get away with that, that's what I like to do.
Yeah, and it's kind of depends on how you want to fish and how you want to approach it. You know, me, I'm trying to get as many bites as I can in a day, and I feel like that lighter line will help you get a few of those extra bites that maybe bigger line won't. So if you come up here, you can kind of do either or. It doesn't matter. I mean, I've caught fish on as big a line as 15-pound test up here. I mean, if you really want to get down to it.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go to bigger line, but just know the bigger the line you go to, a lot of times the less bites you're going to get.
It's time for your Carolinas Report, brought to you by Crazy Sister Marina, the leader in water sports on the Grand Strand. My friends at Crazy Sister want to get you out on the water, want to help you enjoy a great day, and we can do that. Our new tackle and bait store downstairs at the Marina, we can get everything you need to get out and enjoy the water here. Whether you come out and go on one of our incredible charter boats or come down and rent one of our many rental boats here, from pontoons to skiffs, we've got it all. Visit crazysistermarina.com and get your trip for the fall scheduled now. Let's talk about the saltwater. Our good friends in North Carolina are getting ready to start enjoying that flounder fishery that they have up there. And I'll tell you right now, the nearshore reefs up there are where you need to head. Big baits, get a jig head, mullet, menhaden, or some bigger artificials. You can have some great success on some big flatfish right now and enjoy September keeping those flounder. And I'll tell you, offshore bite has been incredible. You're getting out, if you're targeting king mackerel this time of the year, a lot of times in August we overlook the fact that we can head offshore and find some of the biggest king mackerel right on the break, mixed in with some big wahoo. Go out there, get some real big live bait, mullet, menhaden, anything like that. Drift that line of great live bottoms out there. From 130 to 160 foot deep, you're gonna find some great fish and some great action. This has been your Carolinas Report, brought to you by Crazy Sister Marina. Remember, fish smarter, not harder, and keep your chaos organized.
Let's Fish TV is proudly backed by Lake Hartwell Country. Catch the feeling. Lose, feel the difference. Mamba Boats, ride with pride. Strike King, tie one on. Fishing Specialties, makers of the premier mount assembly for live sonar.
It's a calm day. You need to go to the
You need to
ducks.
send anytime it's calm out here, just send it to one of these islands and you'll catch it.
Oh,
Might be the right one too.
maybe you're the right one. They like that little tube. I thought it was a goby. Those gobies will just sit there and peck on it and stuff. And
That's a big goby.
yeah, it's a really big goby. No wonder these fish are getting big here. Yeah, that's not a little one. There we go. Jeez, look at that one. Man, oh man, what a nice bass. God, we've caught a bunch of really good ones today. You told me when we came out here, you're like, man, it's a calm day. We need to go to the ducks.
You need to send anytime it's calm out here, just send it to one of these islands and you'll catch them.
So let's get this fish back. We don't want it to die or anything. They fight so hard. You just want to get them back in the water as soon as possible. That one was just hugged on the bottom, dragging that little coffee tube, that 2.75 inch coffee tube around on that 1/4 ounce jig head. But you know, the deal is when it comes to fishing in Ontario or in this area, the St. Lawrence River, you can't just fish here all the time, can you?
No, they have regulations, which is good. It protects these smallmouth, you know, because there's so many of them. They're so easy to catch that time of year. But if you want to come out here, want to fish the Canadian side, you need to come out. The first Saturday in July is called opener. That's when it's open. But the U.S. side, year round, whenever you want. So you know you can come.
Well, year round. Let's take that back a little bit. When it gets super cold,
yeah,
ice and all that. I mean, that's not when you're going to catch me up here on Ontario. The times that I've fished up here has been starting in about July all the way to. I know they catch them here through September. Pretty good. So if you wanted a good trip and have a lot of fun up here, that is a really good time frame to come up here. So if you really want an awesome time to come up here.
Yeah, and a true giant.
Yeah.
Early July is your place. And when you do come up here, give yourself a few days.
That is one really good point.
The weather out here is ridiculous. You know, you're on this big body of water. If it's blowing 10, it's rough.
Yeah.
So give yourself a few days, plan a good trip. You know, I say 3 to 5 days.
Got him?
Yep. You did one too.
Oh, there we go.
Yay.
Heck yeah. That's a nice one.
Mm-hmm.
Good job, Rick.
Yeah.
You know how to catch a bass. I can't believe
try.
it.
Sometimes it's not pretty.
There we go. That's a great one. How much does that one weigh? 4 something?
They're probably 4, just how fat he is.
It's crazy.
Awesome.
Well, let's get this fish back and we'll talk a little bit more about Ontario.
You can come down here, use your side scan a lot, find boulders, find rock, whether it's isolated rock or veins, and just go fishing. Just go throw a drop shot around a tube and you'll figure it out. And of course, your active target, your forward-facing sonar is big right now.
But guys, I know it's really calm right now. There's no wind. This is really an abnormal day that what you'd find here on Ontario or any Great Lakes for that matter. But we need to head in. You know, we've got some really serious wind coming this afternoon. We're talking 6-7 footers, and I don't really want to get stuck out here. So we're gonna roll in and we'll talk a little bit about how to catch them here in Ontario and what bait you need if you ever come up here.
Watch our latest episode or catch up on past episodes on our website at letsfishtv.com. Be sure to hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter for new fishing videos every day. And download the free Waypoint TV app to get all the latest episodes every week on your phone, tablet, computer, or smart TV. Let's Fish TV is proudly backed by Mercury, Go Boldly, Lowrance, the ultimate fishing system, Gulf Shores and Orange Beach, Alabama. Plan or book your fishing charter at orangebeach.com. Motor Guides Tour Pro with GPS anchor, powered by Passion. Glacier outdoors since 1982.
So glad to have you back with us. It is time now for the Ask the Pro question. This week, Hudson would like to know, how has fishing impacted your life and changed you in the last year? For an answer, we asked pro bass angler Bill McDonald.
You know, everybody wants to know how fishing has impacted your life and how have you changed in the last year. For me, it's kind of simplifying things more, maybe not carrying quite as much stuff as I used to, just keeping it a little bit simpler and learning a whole lot more about forward-facing sonar, not so much on looking at fish, but using that forward-facing sonar to actually find a structure, and then from there break down if we see the fish and try to catch them off of that. But main thing of it is keep it real simple, and if you want to learn how to use something, take everything else out of your boat but that bait and then go learn how to use it. Those little things right there will make you a better fisherman.
Thank you so much, Bill. If you have a question for one of the pros, visit our website, letsfishtv.com, click on that Ask the Pro link and send it in.
Here's today's Right Stuff, presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Today on Lake Ontario, we used a couple different ways to catch our fish. You know, Rick was using that drop shot that he was talking about, using that KVD half shell. Green pumpkin purple seemed to be the color of choice, but for me, it was pretty simple. I was using the Strike King coffee tube, the 2.75 inch version with an 1/8 ounce and a 1/4 ounce inserted lead head. You know, let me tell you guys, it's open hook, 6 pound contra fluorocarbon to a 10 pound contra braid, 7-foot Lew's Signature Series medium action spinning rod with that brand new Lew's custom light. One of the best spinning reels out there. But one thing that I was having to do is when I would make my cast with that spinning rod, I'd cast it out there, I was targeting fish I saw an active target too. And most of the time, I just let my bait sit. I didn't give it action, I didn't shake it or anything like that. I just let it sit past the fish or where I felt the fish were, and that is how I was able to target those fish. Guys, sometimes the less you do, the more bites you get. But guys, I hope y'all learned how to find and catch them here on Lake Ontario. I know me and Rick had an absolute blast. And until next time, I'll see you on the water.